Have you ever scrolled on your phone for so long that you wasted an entire day? It's not really the best feeling, huh? It's time to do something about that. They say your 20s are supposed to be some of the best years of your life. You have an income, don't have too many obligations, and are free to discover yourself and who you are. Personally, I'm almost 24, and I feel like I've been wasting it. There hasn't been a lot of intention in my life lately. A lot of the time, I find myself scrolling through Instagram or TikTok without even realizing it. After a long day of work, it's easier to just watch whatever the algorithm thinks I want to see, instead of trying to find a good movie or show to watch. It's short, easy, and accessible dopamine. I know it's not good for me, but I can't help myself. At times, I'm glued to my phone, watching the same things, over and over and over again. It feels like my mind is so flooded with nonsense that I don't have the space to think. And I've been okay with that. Until now. That's why I got. This is the Nishika N8000. Released in the 80s, it's a bit of a gimmicky camera that has 4 lenses. More importantly though, all my photography up until this point has been digital, and this will be my first film camera. See, I have another problem. After shooting digital for so long, I've gotten used to mindlessly holding down the shutter button. But you can't do that with film. It's expensive, and you only have so many shots. On top of that, you don't really know how a photo's gonna turn out until you get it developed. My hope is that these challenges are gonna get me out of my autopilot mentality, and hopefully get me to learn something new. There are limitations to this camera, but I believe that true creativity is being able to innovate and work around those restrictions. Using a new camera is like learning a new instrument. You might know what the notes are supposed to sound like, but technique doesn't exactly carry over one to one. That being said, there was a learning curve and lots of mistakes. 3, 2, 1. I think you blinked. Oh wait, I think I messed up the aperture. Oh wait, forgot the flash. One more time. 3, 2, 1. The biggest mistake though? No, I kind of suspected there was something that happened with that. Okay.
Sure, but it's not to help you. The rolls blank out and like, I guess the camera didn't hook the film. The leader didn't like properly hook.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye. So the film roll essentially is blank, and ultimately, my pictures didn't get developed. I think I'm just kind of processing it right now because I feel like I put in a lot of effort, and it's kind of like a couple months worth of like memories that just kind of went to waste. But yeah, I think I need to take a step back and reevaluate what I want to do, because it kind of feels like it was a little bit wasted. None of this is like scripted, by the way. But yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. Film aside, if we're being honest, the real problem is that I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I have what author Julia Cameron might call a strong censor. Let me explain. When we're young, we're able to fully express ourselves, but as we grow up,
Society tells us what to do and who to be, and that's how we develop a sensor. It's what tells us you look dumb for shooting in a public park. The way I think about it, your sensor shuts down your childlike wonder. It kind of protects you and makes sure that you fit into the mold of what the world wants you to be. But it's also your sensor that's stopping you from following through with your creative projects. Part of this sensor has been created by my overconsumption, and over the years, I think it's bred itself into some sort of perfectionism. I mean, if all you saw online were the perfect lives of everyone, all the highlights and none of the lowlights, wouldn't you start to think that you were an outlier in your 20s?
When you're trying to make a radical change in your life, you're bound to hit a point where you begin to question yourself. A small voice might appear and ask, was this all for nothing? After all, here I was with a month of shoots and nothing to show for it. I was at rock bottom. However, the voice is wrong. The voice fails to realize that, despite an incomplete product, hours of effort have still been put into this creative process. Maybe the product isn't perfect, or your photos didn't develop, but the act of creating has put you in a place where you felt more like yourself in a long, long time. After hanging out with Lawrence, I started bringing this camera everywhere with me. Not just for planned shoots like I had originally intended, but also for hangouts, where I would just be spending time with friends. I've realized that I've been going about this the wrong way. By capturing those memories, you're encouraging yourself to live a life worth remembering. And I think the rawness of those moments are what makes those memories so special. Over the last few weeks, my initial dread over how my film photos would turn out has transformed into excitement and wonder. Maybe these photos aren't perfect, but your 20s are a time to create and explore. They shouldn't be wasted on trying to be this perfect version of yourself for others to see. Creativity is a tool that will let you grow into yourself at a time where it's okay not to have things figured out. That's what your 20s are for. Not over-consuming what an algorithm is feeding you, but finding ways to grow into yourself and whoever you might become.